Hi, and welcome to the second episode of Small Creators Podcast, GX Podcast.
Welcome. Yes, I am
Hmm?
Grymskull. This is
This is Xanthi, S,
yes,
co-creator and stuff.
two small time content creators. Yes,
Tiny, I would say I'm tiny.
very small.
And today we're gonna talk about. Well, this is a podcast about small creators and our journey so far and beyond. And today we're gonna talk about our first shy steps on
I'm just
YouTube.
happy we made it to episode 2.
Yes, we did. Let's hope for more episodes to come.
First shy steps. Yes, very good topic. Very good topic.
Mhm. I hope a lot of our listeners or viewers can relate. And we will be looking forward to any feedback, comments. But let's get to it. My dear friend Grimkull and co-creator, what was your first video? Do you remember?
Mm, kind of my first official kind of content video, I guess, is when I, was going through, back when I joined up with the David Foster's community and if I want to count it, the 7-day challenge, right? The 7-day challenge stuff
Mm-hmm.
is when the first time that I started kind of taking it, I guess, a little bit serious. That was kind of, I would say that was kind of the first official content stuff. Now,
Mm.
my first kind of real content that I probably put out was a little chat that I had with my kid. We just had a
I remember that.
yeah, I mean, it was just it was very just me and her sitting there talking, about wanting to do streaming so that we could, have relatives watch and stuff like that. The very I didn't have hardly anything in the studio as far as, professional looking stuff. But that was I would say that was kind of the first, piece of content that I posted with the intent of posting it for streaming or
Right.
as a content piece. But
Because you were doing some gaming before that on Twitch.
the idea, yeah, that was I
Mm.
mean, I even this was even kind of before that, the Twitch
Was it?
gaming. Yeah,
Okay.
it was it was just me sitting there drinking coffee and her and I talking about, just trying to do this stuff and
Mhm.
then after that I started getting into, I got on Twitch or whatever because I think I record yeah I'm trying to think if I even streamed it or if I recorded that. I think I
I
streamed it.
think you
I think it
streamed
was
it
a yeah
because I saw you and I just came for a short while and I said hi. I was in that live stream. I remember you, both of you.
on Facebook.
I
I
don't,
think it was
I'm
on
not sure.
Facebook.
Could
I
be,
think it's still
or
there. I bet I
YouTube.
could find it.
Yeah, but
Could
but
I?
that was like the first.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell me about your first piece of content. I'm going to see if I can't find that real
Okay.
quick, and then maybe we could play it. Go ahead.
My first piece of content, it was on this channel with intent, as you say. It was when I was thinking about WordPress. And if I'm remembering correctly, it was some sort of WordPress related, like WordPress.com versus WordPress.org. What are the differences and the similarities?
Right.
Which, I always say that I have kept my videos online, and all the successful content creators, I say I have all my videos, even the first one, which is horrible, so that you can guys go and see my progress. But I think I have taken that down because it was I think a combination of maybe like outdated information, because WordPress is developing, which, I mean, I could have kept it and put a date. But I
Right.
think the audio was very bad also. Like it was but
Mhm.
yeah. But it was WordPress related. And then I think it was a couple of vlogs. I had an idea of doing some sort of vlogs around me as a freelancer at the time, or trying to become a freelancer of WordPress.
Mhm.
So, and I have come up with a friend of mine. I said, "Can you help me? Do you want to do this together?" I don't know if I have mentioned it, but she is a graphics designer. She is doing also WordPress, Divi. And I had the idea of doing something WordPress together, but also as vlog, as as developers also. But it didn't really well. Things change, life changes. But it, I think it was that it was WordPress related, because that was my hope and dream. But things have changed. I mean, I'd still do WordPress, but
Yeah, I did not have that intent at first. I was just gonna do the game streaming. In fact, I
Mhm.
still have a bunch of that stuff still up on my in my original
I
YouTube
still leave them. Yeah,
channel. Well, I mean, again, it's with the whole new focus, you know, a whole new focus of my channel with that one is design. So I definitely want to take I'm going to take those down eventually. But yeah, I'm just still trying to figure out where I put that dang.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, this is kind of the first piece of what I consider my
Mhm.
kind of first piece of content of what I was going to do. Well, this is just an example of the quality, right? The quality that I did, even
Yes,
if, if you can't hear the audio, it was very,
the
that was the
setup,
first setup, right?
backgrounds.
Yeah, that was the first kind of setup for me, and, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you have come a long way since that,
Yeah.
the background and everything, and the setup and the quality.
I
Yeah,
got more lights stuff to kinda
you know,
and a better camera. I think that was on a, I don't know what kind of camera it was on.
like a webcam.
It
I'm
was a
using
web
a. Mm,
it was a webcam, but I can't remember which webcam it was.
I'm using a
But anyway,
webcam right now. I don't have like my Sony ZV-1. I'm just using my webcam, and I
right,
use it a lot still. I
mhm,
have had this webcam for years,
right,
and just to make a point that you don't really need fancy equipment to start creating content. We have talked about it many
correct.
times, and we will keep talking about it.
Mhm,
One of the important things is audio. I mean, make sure that you have audio, and it doesn't have to be, I guess, the highest quality, just clear
right.
sound without, like background noises and stuff like that.
Others have said in our mentor and other
Mhm.
people in the community say that they will they will watch a bad video with good sound, but they won't watch a good video with bad sound.
Exactly.
So,
So if it is a budget matter, like invest in audio. That is
right.
our advice. Yes. So
So,
yes,
yeah, I was gonna say that kind of we're segueing into, I guess, the second part of it is like, what have we learned since then, right? And
since
so,
then, yes, I should have
obviously,
found my first video. Let's see if I can
you
do
do,
that. And I mean, before we go to the second
yeah.
part,
Let's
it's only
see.
fair if I show you my. So this is my very first video. Do you hear it? It doesn't. I don't even speak. It just has a music, a background music.
So basically, it was a quick screencast tutorial.
Right. So the WordPress.com versus WordPress.org, it was actually my one, two, three, four, fifth video.
Mhm.
Sorry. But the quality, my first content, it is here. Look at, I don't know if you can hear. No, but it
Yes.
doesn't matter. It's the first vlog ever. It's the first vlog.
Space cookies.
Yeah, it was a very wrong
Welcome.
brand
Thank you
name.
guys for watching in advance. So, welcome to the first
I mean, do you hear the
UI
sound?
UX.
Yes.
And I recorded this with my phone. It was, I don't remember, it was an Android. I don't even remember which phone. I didn't have, I don't know which phone it was. It was a smartphone.
Which today, by any standard, they're some of the best cameras to use for, vlogging and stuff is the camera that's on your phone. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, good stuff.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, the good lighting outside, good daylight lighting there. You had, your audio was there. Um, I didn't have any music or anything in my uh video, I don't think. I don't know, but yeah, the lighting was terrible and it was just fuzzy. But no, I mean, it's you had a goal, a purpose, what you wanted to do with it, what you want to talk about. So,
Yeah, but that was a lucky instance because it was daylight and it was sunny and I was just sitting there in front of the window. But many times it was probably I was like this in front of my computer. Well, maybe not as dark,
right, right.
but yeah, in the beginning when I was sitting here, yeah. But yeah, this is our beginning.
So but that again, we're going into question two. Then, what have we learned, since then? So what from since you started way back then, what are some of the things you have learned and that you implement when you're doing videos now?
Yes. So practical things that I have learned. And of course, I have been at the same time as I was making content, I have been also keep watching YouTubers, like creators that give advice about how to make videos.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, so I didn't have a microphone at the time. I realized that having good audio is very important. So whether it's
Right.
your phone or something else, make sure that you are in a quiet environment. You don't have to have a studio. Just find a room. That is kind of quiet. Lighting is good, and if you don't have the budget, open a window, like not the stay in front of a window.
Right.
Practical things like that. A webcam is fine. A phone is fine. What I have learned, though, I mean, besides those things, I mean, I have learned to edit a lot, and I mean, and become faster in it, more efficient, because I have been doing that for years. And I mean, my first software, editing software, since I'm using Windows, it was Windows Movie Maker.
Yep.
And I guess if you have a Mac, you have iMovie. So there you have it. You're ready. You're good to go.
Yep. Yep. And
And
now there's
mhm,
numerous editing packages out there now. So yeah.
yes, I am using now Filmora 9, which I purchased it a few years ago, and it was like $60. It was not a big investment, and it was a lifetime.
Right.
So now I think it's up to 80, maybe. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I figured, okay, it looks easy enough, and it's not a professional edition or anything. Um, and I'm not using it to its full extent. It has a lot of capabilities. I keep learning it. So I have learned, like technically speaking, how to edit, and I mean that basically, and just
Right.
yeah. What about you?
A lot of equipment that I had before I actually started trying to do this. I already had because doing graphic design
Mm,
and I'm a motion graphics artist,
mm,
video editing, which I did a lot of this working with at the TV station. So there's a lot of equipment, and I'm a gamer, so I had a lot of the computer equipment to
mm-hmm,
be able to do the streaming. Um, but I've learned better lighting for my studio
mm,
since then, obviously. Um, and also, improving my audio. Those are two things that I really have improved upon or learned to do better. Whether
mm-hmm,
whether the routing works like it should but the quality, I've learned to get the quality up really good. But a lot of the techniques and stuff in my production I'd been doing as a graphic artist, video editor, motion graphic artist uh, there, but I, so the kind of technical side was there, but it was really improving my look of my studio, how to set up the background, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of stuff. Learning, I've improved my video editing because while I didn't do a lot back then, I did some, but since I've been streaming and trying to do and doing my own videos, I've improved my editing a bit, or a lot. So yeah, I mean,
I mean, technically, we have learned stuff from the tech point of view, and
yes,
being gamer, if you're a gamer, I mean, it gives an advantage because of the equipment. We
yes,
have good
that
computers
it
and
does,
everything. Yes.
that it
If
does.
you are not a gamer, and you're not into gaming, like you want to be a
Right.
content creator, if you have a phone, you're good to go,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And that's that's one of the things like we keep mentioning is like,
Mhm.
you don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment if you're wanting to do just some simple stuff, your phone, a decent microphone, a light. My lights, the lights
Yes.
I had, I've got some better lights now, but the lights I used to have were the I don't know if you could.
Well,
Well,
maybe it's the same lights I still have.
it's
I have a $20 ring light, plastic, like, yeah, that's
right. I
it.
had gotten one of those, but then I got those kind of square RGB lights, right? But
Okay.
before that, I had those. You go down to the hardware store and they have those kind of sun lamps, those silver dome looking that you put a light bulb in. They're kind of like work lamps, really.
Yes, yes,
You often see them in photography studios too, but
yes.
that's what I had. I had those on dimmers, and it was for two of them, it was less than $50, if that, maybe less than 30 for two of those, with the bulbs, the lamps, the dimmers, and a couple of extension cables, and I had two of those, you know, up in front, up here. So, you know, and it worked really good, and it gave me the lighting until and then I once I started, getting a little extra money, I upgraded them. But yeah, you can easily go down to just your local hardware store and get lighting on a budget that is not that, will help improve your camera look
Yeah,
also.
yes.
Um,
And we have equipment because we like it also. I mean, we enjoy gadgets, of course,
mhm,
but vloggers nowadays, they don't need anything much more than a phone. And I have many videos on my channel that I have filmed exclusively and edited them on my iPhone, on
mhm.
iMovie. I have videos, like, just go check. I mean, this is like me promoting now my channel, but I mean, you can go and check it out and see some of my vlogs that I say that filmed, you know, with
And
my
it really
iPhone.
depends on the application, your end goal. If you were gonna
Mhm.
if you're gonna do vlogging and be out and about and need to have, something, portable, that phone works really great for that.
Yeah.
And
And if you
you
want to
know,
be in a desk, a webcam, a microphone,
mhm.
and then
Or
you're good
and
to go. Yeah.
the new iPhone 14 though,
Yeah.
the video on that is just
It's amazing.
phenomenal. I've
Yeah.
been seeing some stuff from some of our friends and peers using the iPhone
Mhm.
14, and the footage from that is just really beautiful, and just like I said, you know, it it is up there with that ZV-1, up there with the
Yeah.
A6100 and
Yeah.
above. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really, really good camera. So if you've got one of those, you've got a great camera to be able to do this sort of thing with.
Yes. And microphone. I mean, it is a decent audio
Yeah, yeah,
experience.
yeah,
Even,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you don't need anything
It
else.
is.
Yeah.
It is. The only thing I would do with if you're not gonna stand, like, close to your phone when you're doing it, you would wanna get maybe a lapel mic of some kind at some point, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
Uh, which brings me to a bit of advice, if you're a lot of people, and again, it depends on what kind of look you're going for. But if you're going to add stuff to your vlogs afterward, like lower thirds and stuff, try not to like film it like right here,
in front of your face,
like right.
so that you
Give,
have
give yourself some breathing room.
so
Don't
that you
be,
can put the title in below.
don't sit here and go, hey,
If
welcome to
you're
my
listening,
vlog.
you just see the face, a close up of Grymskull, like just the
You
face.
know, give yourself some headroom so that maybe if you want to, you know,
Add some
if you
text,
want
some something. Yeah.
some extra in there, but
Mm,
sometimes that isn't possible. But that's just one of my, as an editor, that is one of my pet
yes.
peeves.
Yes. But going back to the main like subject, like the
Yeah.
starting part. So we started out very basic, like
Hmm.
my phone, a webcam, our existing computers. We learned how to edit faster. I used Windows Movie Maker for the biggest part of I mean, for the first year or so, or then iPhone. I moved in my iPhone, and similarly, you had those editing softwares, but
Right.
okay, yeah. And we have learned, so we have acquired some technical skills, but have we learned something else? I mean, I have learned that, to try to get over my imposter syndrome, like
Hmm.
mentally also become. In the beginning, I was scared shit. Sorry, pardon my language. Maybe I should say I was terrified
Yeah.
to be in front of the camera. So I have
And
learned to
yeah.
become more comfortable with time. I It's a skill also to be able to speak in front of a camera.
Right.
Hmm? How about you?
Well, yeah,
Mm.
I agree. And like, I think like with everything, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get doing
Right.
it. And, you and I kind of, sorry,
It's okay.
doggies. Okay. So you and I kind of, we were starting out around the same time really.
Hmm.
And, I remember watching each other's videos and stuff. And, that was one thing you were really worried about. And me too, because I stutter all the time. It's, I feel like that just have a lot of ums and ahs and all that kind of stuff. So, but we've both grown really in our confidence in being in front of the camera and talking to the camera and learning how to talk to people that aren't necessarily there, right? I mean, because that's the thing when you're starting out, you're going to be,
Zero
if
viewers.
zero
I
viewers
was
if you're
streaming with
streaming.
zero audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we both kind of, grown out of that kind of timid
Mhm.
shell of, being shy about talking and it doesn't
Mhm.
matter if there's one person there or 100, we act like there's 1,000 there, that and
Yes.
so
And
yeah,
then,
that's we
yes.
both really come a long way, I feel, in that kind of regard, and many other regards. And I was going to say, my software of choice for what I do is Premiere, the Adobe apps
Mhm.
for my video editing and stuff, and then streaming with what I use vMix, and um, I've used OBS also. Um,
But you're doing it professionally. I mean, this is your full-time job now. You
Yes,
are,
but
yes.
there are other, there are other platforms that help you at when you're starting out that you can use Restreams, uh, uh,
Right. I mean,
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Remember, I was streaming on
Yeah,
Facebook
you were.
using the free version of StreamYard for
Yes,
a
yeah.
long time, and it's fine.
So
Yeah.
but in that regards, even then, since then, what have we've learned to use other software
Mm.
from those other
OBS is
software since
free
then. Yeah,
also.
OBS is a really good, powerful program. But
Mhm.
um, what would I do? I mean, what would I don't know that I want to think about going back and doing anything I'd done in the past different because it was all, as our good friend Joseph Clough says, in the learning, right? You
Yeah,
know,
because that is the next question. If there is something that you would have done different, would you? But you say no, and that's true.
Y
Elaborate. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
because your content is always evolving. The more content we create, the more we learn for the next piece of content, you
True.
know.
True.
So I don't know that would we definitely do it different, but other videos moving forward we do different because we have learned from what we have done in the past. So that's kind of more a better answer, maybe, right? I mean, we are
Mhm.
learning, so that's we are doing different things as we move forward with new content, like this podcast.
Right. Yes. We're trying to be organized and structured on this one and not just all over the place. Thanks to you. I mean, yes,
Oh,
you
I
are.
am all over the place. All
Me
over the
too.
place.
We are all over the place, but of course, we understand the importance of trying to have some sort of structure,
Yes.
And this is something we have learned over the years. It's okay to
Yeah.
be
Well,
yourself. I mean,
I guess I could sit here and say I wish what I would wish I could have done different before was be more structured, be plan more. I
mm,
still need to
mm,
do that and be more, structured and plan better. But I've also learned, how to do that better. I'm not great at it, but I can improve, of course. But yeah,
well, we keep learning, and we will keep learn, keep learning. We will be keeping. We keep learning all the time. Is that the better? Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We definitely learn.
Yes.
So
And it
go ahead,
no.
you go.
uh, okay, I want to say that what you're saying is correct, and I agree. Uh, but if we go to I mean, if I were to think what I would have done better, I can only agree with you. I mean, there's nothing that I can think I would have done better because it is a learning process, and it's like I'm going to say what all the established content creators that have some more clout than me say, that your first videos are going to suck, and they have to suck because you have to learn, you have to see how bad you have to see your first video and try to be better at it. It's not going to be good because it will be your first video, and when we do something, I mean, first time I did a cake, it was not good, I guess, in
Mm,
that sense, the same things apply to making videos or content for YouTube or whatever platform. So I wanted to say that if there's something I would have done better is to not be so much consumed by or afraid of like imposter syndrome. But it was also a process. I had to go through those steps and
right.
conquer my fears and become more confident. And
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I am. Now I know that, okay, I don't have to know everything. I don't have to be perfect. It's
Right.
okay to have not imposter syndrome, but I don't know anything, but I'm still confident and, to be on camera and say at least what I
It's
know.
too much work to try to be perfectly polished, really. It's
Yeah.
too much work.
Yeah. Yes.
And
And
it
we're
begins
not.
to it begins to look artificial at that point, when
Mm.
you're just, but
Is that what
I th-
TV is? Maybe we should keep that. I have been thinking about it. I don't know. We're getting a bit off track
sure.
now. Like comparing TV broadcast, a live TV show to a YouTube live show.
Well, I mean, uh
There are differences and
there
similarities.
there are, but the qualities are getting pretty darn close, of
Yeah, because
being
nowadays
able to
big
put on
streamers, they have a
shows. Yeah.
team behind them fixing things. You don't have to have a hairdresser fixing your makeup and everything, but
Right.
they are. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm
Mm,
getting off subject, but yeah.
that's all right.
Maybe we can keep that for a
I think
future
so.
show.
We'll
Oh,
stick a pin in that, and then we'll stick a pin in that.
mm.
Talk about that, the quality of things.
The
Future,
quality. Future, yes.
future.
What are our future plans?
You go. What is your plans for your future content?
Now we are okay. That's a very good story. Well, a good question. I mean, of course, I'm going to continue having my website, sorry, my YouTube channel, which is all about websites and WordPress. I do have vlogs. I do have other geeky tech stuff. I have some collaborations, some podcasts, but WordPress tutorials is a big part of this channel, and I will be producing uh, website related content whether it's a WordPress tutorial or how to do something, how to think around websites. But recently we have started gaming more and more, like all of us
Mhm.
friends or our YouTube
Yep.
friends. And I did make a different channel just for the gaming, which is not something I tend to grow, just to have as a creative outlet out there. But the main focus is my WordPress/websites and some vlogs
Mhm.
channel. And yeah, keep working on that. That is my plan. Just and try to become better, of course, like
Right.
I'm going to
Right.
be live streaming as usual as I have. I'm going to be creating tutorial short clips, like 2-3 minutes tutorials or 10 minutes tutorials. Streaming is a big part of my content creation on YouTube,
Mhm.
where I just go and have a chat, talk about websites. I'm doing live, like Elementor edits, stuff like that. And that's not going anywhere. It's going to be, and podcasts, of course.
Nice. Very
Podcast
cool.
is it's nice. Yeah, I like podcasts. How about you? What is your future?
Well, like I said in the last podcast, I've been working on a few other channels, projects with other content creators, David
Hmm.
Foster and doing the gaming stuff on the weekends, and then I have my
Hmm.
own channel, and so the my plans is hopefully to really buckle down and start doing some more just recorded videos, since I do a lot of streaming
Yeah.
right now, or I mainly stream. I don't want to say I do a lot of streaming, but I mainly stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then streaming the game stuff on the weekend. But I want to get more into creating how-to videos on my own channel. So
Yes.
that is a big thing for my future content, as well as uh, you know, working on um graphics and stuff for other creators too. Um
Mhm.
Down the line, or creating, I have a store that I want to try to finish fleshing out with uh you know graphics that other creators can download and use on their own channels, that will
That's
help
nice.
them,
Yes.
so yeah, it's basically just try to do more recorded videos for my channel. That is the big plan for
Right. And we
for
can
me.
revisit this those my our current plans in 6 months and see what have we
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
How
we could do
and
that.
maybe things will change because this is a very
Right.
uh easily
Oh,
fast paced changed
well,
updated.
we forgot one bit. I did
What?
forget one bit, is to
Okay.
keep doing the podcast. That
The
is
pod
one of the big,
definitely.
yeah, the podcast. That's a
Our
big
podcast.
big
Yes.
plan, big future plan. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So
Which for now we make one episode a month that we would like to grow and develop and see what happens in the future. But stay tuned because we will keep recording it.
yeah, and
Right? Right?
is there a in any of the comment sections, whether you find this on YouTube or wherever, post maybe some topics you want us to cover as
Right. Yes.
small content creators. So where can they find you, Xanthi?
Yes. So you can find me on my website where I have all of my links, xsyrakou.com, which is my name, xsyraku.com. And what about you?
Grymskull.com is my website. Thanks, Anthony, for fixing the little thing the other day. And
Mhm.
you can find me at Grymskull on most social medias, Twitter and
Same.
Facebook and
Yes.
YouTube. Uh, youtube.com/Grymskull, Facebook.com/Grymskull, all that stuff. Grymskull, Grymskull, Grymskull.
Grimskull,
That's where you
Grimskull.
can find it.
Yes. And it's smart because you have it as a handle here on the show, and I have my name, which is, I should have changed that, but my handle is XSYRAKOU, which is Xanthi Siraku, my name, but yeah, XSYRAKOU. You can find me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. And of course, all the links are in the description below in all the platforms.
Thanks for listening,
Thank
and
you
we'll
so much
catch
for
you next
listening.
time.
Yes. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.